Hello and welcome back to our channel. From Austin Reaves running with some baddies to Jerami Grant literally falling into one's lap after an unbelievable performance. The NBA's home to the best athletes in the world, but when the ladies are in attendance, they kick things up a notch. Welcome to Hooper, and in this video, we'll talk about times NBA players went beast mode in front of baddies. As it is, NBA players are locked in when they step foot on the court. But if you want to see these athletes at their very best, check out their performances when the baddies are watching. I mean, these dudes go beast mode when they spot some ladies in the stands. And if you've played ball, I'm sure you can relate to that. Cause I know my stats are twice as good when the girls are in attendance. But still, that's nothing compared to what NBA players pull off in front of baddies. They go all out. Seriously, even if it's just a role player, he'll be out there looking like prime MJ. And if you want examples, look no further than Austin Reaves. This guy is an expert when it comes to showing off his skills and amping them up if he feels like it. When the Lakers met up against the Pistons on November 18th, 2022, Austin tried to catch a loose ball early in the fourth, and he soon found himself falling into a group of baddies who were sitting courtside.
Trying to trick it. Look at that. Ooh, paid a big buck to sit that close.
Of course, he apologized before making his way back on defense, but then he treated the girls in the stands to some sick moves. First, he went behind his back, followed up with a crossover, and then hit the defender with a pump fake before cashing in on a scoop layup. But he wasn't done yet, because less than a minute later, he pulled off something even better. After running up the court, Reaves whipped out 3 crossovers, which allowed him to drive into the paint. This was when he pump-faked the layup. Then he quickly turned around to hit one of the cleanest fadeaways you'll ever see, making the crowd, and most importantly the baddies, go wild. Though as good as Austin looked, he only went crazy for those 2 possessions. But when the Olympic gold medalist Eileen Gu was in attendance, Cam Thomas went beast mode the entire game. And honestly, I can't blame him, cause Eileen's beautiful. When the Knicks went up against the Nets in February 2023, Cam finished the game with a staggering 44 points, which was a career high for him at the time. And to make his performance even more impressive, he led Brooklyn past the finish line after overcoming a 19-point deficit, which is just ridiculous. This guy was out there looking like a superstar, hitting crazy layups, drawing fouls, and draining middies as well as shots from beyond the arc. Cam was doing it all for his squad, and Gu loved every minute of it. After all, he scored most of the Nets' points in the fourth quarter, including the game-winning shot and free throw. It was a performance of the ages. So if I were Thomas, I'd have tried to link up with Eileen after a performance like that. Unfortunately for Cam, though, I don't think he got a chance to talk to her. But Jerami Grant was far luckier. Why? Well, it's because he fell right into a baddie's lap. Yeah, you heard that right. When Dallas went up against the Trailblazers in November of 2022, Grant had himself a night. He was already having a fantastic game, but after draining the and one in the third quarter, he soon found himself falling into the stands and into a girl's lap. Usually players get up straight away if something like this happens, but that didn't happen here. Instead, he sat in her lap for a few seconds, and they whispered some words to each other, leaving a huge smile on the woman's face.
Grant switches right to left, in he comes, high left hand bank up and in. Now I've seen it all from him as he's fouled, tumbles into the photographers, and has a chance at a 3-point play.
Following that, Grant activated beast mode as he drained 7 more points, grabbed crucial rebounds, and even swatted 1 shot. Jerami must have felt great about himself after that game, but not as good as Jordan Clarkson felt in 2018. Clarkson's a certified bucket, and when there are baddies around, he's a menace. Philly was going against Jordan's Cavaliers in November of 2018, though this wasn't just any other game because Kendall Jenner was sitting courtside. Back then, she was dating Ben Simmons, who was on the 76ers. And get this, she was Jordan's ex from 2016. Obviously, she wanted her man to put on a show and lead his team to the win, but instead it was her ex who went God mode. Jordan was hitting tough jumpers and layups the entire second half, ending the game with 19 points in just 20 minutes. And get this, he iced the game with a mean Euro step before blowing a kiss to Kendall. Bro was in his element big time. So far, I've only talked about players who are still in the middle of making a name for themselves. But what if I told you that even King James benefits from the baddie boost? Don't believe me? Well, let me remind you about the Rockets game from January 2023. After Bron locked eyes with that blonde woman sitting courtside, he treated her to one of the greatest performances of his career. And I'm sure she loved every bit of it. After all, she was staring at him as if she were ready to risk it all. LeBron had a near 50-point triple-double as he dropped 48 points, 8 boards, and 9 dimes, while his efficiency was unreal. He just couldn't miss from inside or outside the arc. And even though James often struggles from the charity stripe, he went 11 for 12 on his free throws thanks to the courtside baddie. At the same time, she wasn't a big-name celebrity or anything, but Halle Berry is. And when Kobe saw her in the stands, he went ballistic. I mean, both of them didn't even try to hide how much they loved each other. When reporters interviewed the actress from the sidelines, she kept gushing about the Lakers and called Kobe her favorite player. Then in the fourth quarter, they both locked eyes, and based on the look Halle gave the Black Mamba, it was obvious that she was thirsting over Bryant big time. Bryant knew he had an admirer in the crowd. So he was out there scoring on everyone and finished with a game-high 36 points, while also grabbing 9 rebounds. Not to mention it was a very close game that the Lakers won, all thanks to Kobe clutching up, which only impressed Barry even more. Talk about having some good old-fashioned W-Riz. But now it's time to talk about the man with infinite Riz. You guessed it, I'm talking about Jordan Poole. I know you guys were waiting for the Poole party to make an appearance, cause this dude turns into 2016 Steph Curry when the baddies are watching. I mean, if it weren't for his Game 2 performance in the 2022 NBA Finals, we wouldn't have one of the most iconic NBA memes of all time. There were a couple of blonde girls sitting courtside during the game, and after JP saw them, he started draining deep threes with ease, including a buzzer-beating half-court shot. Fans, analysts, and everyone in between were amazed by his performance, but this was only the beginning, cause he had a bunch of games during the 2023 NBA season where he went off in front of the baddies. There's the Clippers game, the Hornets game, and the Trail Blazers game. Unsurprisingly, he did something crazy each time. So when it comes to players bringing their A-game in front of the ladies, there are none better than Poole. Clearly, having some baddies sitting courtside results in players going beast mode. And not only does this allow them to be the best versions of themselves, but it also gives fans a ton of entertainment. So that brings us to the question that's on everyone's minds. Should NBA teams start planting baddies courtside? That's what a lot of fans have been suggesting, especially for Jordan Poole's games. Now, I'm not sure if NBA teams would like this because it seems kinda crazy, but the Washington Wizards should at least think about going through with this, cause Poole's their best player, and if they want him to be a beast and feast, they'll need some baddies in attendance for their home games. On that note, we'll wrap up today's video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Hooper, cause there'll be more awesome videos coming every day.